My name is Kassidy Serbus. I am the hospital manager over at VCA TLC Animal Hospital. When first reaching out to Abe at Coastal Locksmith, I knew that the first step with any company is they need to come and walk through the building. Moment by moment, we went room to room and just kind of first wanted to see my concerns. Where are we already at a deficit? Where do we have a blind spot? Where are there cameras and where do I want cameras? But then also how do you make that happen? From there, he is very clear. He said that once we do the walkthrough, then I can present you with a quote. I felt like the quote reflected pretty perfectly for what we were doing. We were doubling the cameras. The system itself here could not support that amount of technology, so I knew that we already had to do a new switch. We had to drop lots of wires crawling into overhead space. Just because I pointed at a wall and said, hey, I want a camera there, he said, okay, this wall, the thickness, what it's made out of, where it's coming from, I can do it, but I want you to know what that means. And I felt like that sort of clear communication of expectations and what that means financially was wonderful. I mean, great. You're not saying you can't do something, but you're also telling me there's a dollar amount attached to my request, which makes sense as well. So at the end of the day, when it went forward and presented me with the invoice, it was still editable. I just approved it. And at that point, we would go forward and start ordering pieces. We needed so many new cameras that we had to wait to get those pieces in, but to not lose time, let's start on the other project, which was the alarm system. So there was not this big gap in services being done. We were able to utilize the time wisely. Working with Abe at Coastal Locksmith, every time he came in, his team, him and his team, or just him himself, setup was taken care of and breakdown was taken care of. He cleaned up after themselves. Any equipment that needed to stay for whatever reason, if there was something that we needed to complete the following day, was conveyed to me and then properly stowed away. I would highly recommend working with Coastal Locksmith. I actually would recommend it to all my fellow colleagues in the veterinary business as well. It was smooth, it was easy, direct contact with the owner, and products matched what we paid for.